Hey, this is Dr. Bush for the process. This is lesson 135, consistency of the median. This is about part 6, 7, 8, I forgot. Anyway, these last three in this block, and I've actually got some more that I just hadn't put the figures together. Uh, I'm going to take this data and place it in the team uh, landscape, and we can look by position each team. And then I've got a visual uh, bar graph that brings it home as well. So this is not the end of our research, right? We're just using the 2021 COM data, the consistency of the median data, just to help us set the table to think about some of these teams coming up and what they may be doing and whatnot, and what they've done last year and what they might do this year. I mean, a lot of things changed, rookies and teams have shifted players, etc. So it's definitely not something that is the end of the pipeline. Okay, this is probably closer to the beginning of that kind of final winding down of this concept, at least for this year. With that said, I will be looking out at the ADPs, and I can follow up on that, every 3 or 4 weeks or something, just kind of for us to see what is an overlay or an underlay based on the comp scores the players generated. And again, we take that, uh, you know, is, it's data, it's prediction, it's based on the statistics. Again, that was groups, right? It wasn't individual players. So uh, the best was the running backs. They were, what was it, 9 out of 12 or something. So there's a high percentage that are probably going to carry over that were highly consistent in 2021 that will continue. Was tight ends were next, and then wide receivers were almost close to 50% carryover, which is interesting. It's still statistically significant, but you know, at some point you're looking for the highly, something that really points you right. You know, and I guess that's the goal of all data analysis is to find the sweet spots. But it's less than sweet, but it's better than licking salt. So it is what it is, and just kind of review all this. And so I'm going to go through the teams here in a jaunty fashion, fairly moving. I'm not going to hit every point. That's something you should do when you could play this. You can probably freeze the frames and whatnot, and you can take a look at the data if you've got any questions, and you can kind of start thinking about and then doing research. And that's what I suggest is you use data, especially in the past, as a way to illuminate the future, but it's not a spotlight, right? You get a little glow and maybe you see some things, but there's some shadows and you're like, what is that? That's kind of how it is predicting the future. And of course, there's always the black swan, what you couldn't see, the hole in your journey, and you fall through it, and it's like I didn't even know that was there, right? So, hence the uncertainty aspect of things. We that's always something. Sometimes you don't know if you're in the minefield, right? So, take this information as some aspects to 2022, but it's certainly not the whole story here. And just for us to start that thinking a little bit, and that's the whole point of these last couple of lessons here for us. So here's Arizona, and again, Murray looks pretty good, 42. I wish that was 50 and more. So wish he would deliver more. But if you scale it, then it's in the 70th percentile. So that I would like my quarterbacks to be higher than that in the 80th. James Conner, I mean, he's supposedly the hot dog now in Arizona. Edmonds is certainly a good backup, but 8% consistency wasn't an overwhelming support. Ertz, 35, not bad. Max Williams, and I don't know if he's still on the team. Somehow something rings a bell that maybe he's not. But anyway, wherever he went, definitely give him an extra look here, because when he was doing some things, he was had some consistency to him. DeAndre Hopkins, 40%. That's, it's okay, but, it's scale wise about a 50 percentile. So it's like, people talk about Christian Kirk, but really about maybe 40th percentile. AJ Green, 25th percentile. I mean, those are not just like, wow, I got to, hold my beer, folks. I got to draft all these. It is what it is. And I'm curious how Murray's going to do this year, uh, given, who he's got to play. But again, this is just using last year's data, so I'm sure they're probably, and I'm not a good rookie person, so they probably have drafted people and things that I'm not telling you about right now. So, it's your draft, not my draft. So, by the time I need to do something, I'll figure it out. Okay. This is just the bar graph. I just kind of showed the 50th percentile in kind of a peak line, just for us to kind of see a benchmark of what players are over that and what players are not. Just kind of think about things a little bit, what could happen this year, and what happened last year. That is about as much I think you can take away using a team perspective. And like I said, I've got an ADP perspective coming up and some more stuff, but not right now. Here's Atlanta. I know Matt Ryan's gone, but he was at 17%. So was he in Indianapolis now? He better wake the F up here, because they're going to be sad in Indianapolis here, if he does what he did last year. But again, he didn't have a lot of targets and whatnot. Patterson, people talk about, oh, I'm avoiding him, but 50th percentile is not too bad. And I understand he's, given everything, not going to be maybe the whole show, but I think he'll have a part to play there. I think he's still in Atlanta, but maybe, kind of a backup situation. So Pitts is interesting because there's a perception. What is he, like the fourth or third tight end now or something? They're thinking, because Mariota or Ritter or whoever the quarterback is, that somehow Pitts is going to improve. And all I can show you is with Matt Ryan, he gave us a 20-something percent, 35 percentile scaled ComScore. So, I think there is some uncertainty there. We'll see. I think he'll get a lot of activity, but hey, I think Russell Gage is gone. So, and Ridley, is he? uh, having some issues or something. I don't know. Something rings a bell, and you can look it up. Zacharias, 15 percentile. That's not really an endorsing number score here. I think Russell Gage went to Tampa Bay, so 37%. He's probably backup in case Godwin doesn't do well in Tampa Bay. So if there's an injury, he's definitely a backup wide receiver that you might stockpile in a deep bench. I don't know who else is there, but this was 2021. It was a sad deal for Atlanta last year. Just what Patterson was the only one that went above 50 percentile by if you scale the scores. So, I'm definitely looking for him as a backup RB kind of play this year. Concerned about some of the others. Baltimore Jackson was at the 83rd, 83. That's good. So I'm certainly have no problem uh, grabbing him. Just realize that at some point the rushing side of him is going to go down. I mean, I did the study with age and quarterback metrics, and you can't keep rushing all your career as a quarterback. Freeman, Williams, Murray, not good. I think what Dobbins is got injured, but he's coming back. Who knows what you're getting there? That's a lot of uncertainty. Andrews figures at 77%. He probably is worth his ADP. Okay, and should be have a lot of the show there. Brown, I think, is gone at 49%. So Bateman somehow going to be the magic shot at 10%. Boy, that's a hell of an anticipation there. And, you know, there's the data. Now, you can wish it, you can project forward, but anytime you go into the future, there's always the uncertainty, right? Something could slap you back down. Just be aware of that. I'm not looking to draft him, but if he, falls enough, okay, that's kind of how I see him. Jackson, Andrews, and Brown almost 50%. That was the big three from 2021. I'm, skeptical about some of the others there. Buffalo, I think Allen at 88% scaled. Nice. What can you say? I don't know if he's worth the distance between him and Mahomes and some of the others, but he's definitely figures. The RBs were sad, and I know think they got a hot rookie thing or something. I don't know, but nothing. What they had on the roster, Moss Singletary wasn't that strong. Knox is a solid journeyman tight end. It's almost 68%. That would be I could roll with him as a late tight end one. Diggs didn't do as good as you thought he did in a great season, only at 46%. Beasley's gone, so everybody's talking Davis moving up. Well, here's another one of these. Am I going to move up the rank because nobody else is in front of me? I probably need to do some historical data to look at that question. I haven't done it, so I'm kind of feeling like I don't know. I don't know. I guess it's what the old vacated target routine. Not sure I've got enough stats to make a proclamation about that. That's definitely something I should uh, look at over time there. So 2021 for Buffalo, it was the Allen Knox, and Diggs was the best, but still below that 50th percentile. So be aware what the data's showing and not showing there. Carolina, uh, Darnold, Newton, nothing that inspires me. They got somebody else, didn't they? I don't know who they got. Anyway, I'm uninspired. CMC was at 81 when he was healthy, so he's still hardcore and is worth a high draft. The only issue, is this injury show, and people are going to be a little skittish. But when he's there, I think he's going to be on point. I think they got Hilliard from Tennessee because I don't think Hubbard at 8% was doing the deal. Herbert's third on the pecking order, I think. So Hilliard may be the handcuff. You definitely want handcuffs there in Carolina. Dan Arnold, nothing inspiring there for a tight end. Moore and Anderson were sad, folks. 30%, 15. Uh, you can anticipate they're going to do better this year. But, last year was sad. So just be aware if you do draft those too early, you may pay. But I think Anderson's almost been a free square late. So, at that point, late in the draft, 15%, you know, ComScore is not the worst ever. I mean, it's getting deep. CMC was the only show above that threshold. Very conservative threshold, folks. I do know that. Chicago Fields, 13, 14%. Sad. So like a Montgomery at 33%. Herbert at 17. I guess I'll grab them, but I don't want to pay too much for them. Kimmett at 34% scaled. He's okay, but I don't know. I'm not looking to get him. I guess if he falls in my lap late, if I didn't pick him early. He's a good tight end, too, I would say. Mooney at 38, not too bad. I think he might be worth a stab, but nothing else. I know Robinson's gone, so don't know what's going to happen there. He went to the Rams, so we'll see. Hopefully he'll do better than zero. So be aware of that. So nobody hit the mark in Chicago last year. So do be aware that they had a sucky 2021 by consistency. Suck factor there. Cincinnati Burrow at 50%, actually, folks. It has a good reputation, but if you look at the data, it's not as dramatic as I would have hoped. Probably a late QB1, but, does he take a step forward? I don't know. Mixon at 53, it's okay. I'm not overly amazed by him, but 53 is not too bad. You're going to, above the threshold. Azuma, 27, he's a tight end 2-3 type. Chase at 46, you may have thought Chase was at, 100% the way people are drafting him. What is he, the second? At 46, I don't know. Look at Boyd at 25, 24, and Higgins. Everybody talk about Higgins. Consistency wise at 18. So just be aware. If you use the ComScores, you should draft Boyd before Higgins. I understand there's differences, but we're measuring consistency here, and I think Boyd's a good late target. He's getting close to a free square in a lot of drafts I've been in. So we're talking Burrow, Mixon, and Chase close. So there's your three. Again, I know, very conservative benchmark at 50%. But I like to know who's the main dogs there. Cleveland, Mayfield, that's why they got somebody 11%. You kidding me? Chubb at 40. So I know Chubb's going early, but I don't know. Him and Hunt around 40, 35. They're in some ways interchangeable. D'Ernest Johnson actually got a contract position at 20. He's a good backup. If you grab Hunt or Chubb, you probably want Johnson as your backup. Hooper, Njoku, 27, good tight end twos maybe. I'd probably get Hooper over, but they were both inconsistent. People Jones, Beckham, Landry at 10, underwhelmed by all those folks. But they're going late, so you're not paying for a lot there. Nobody hit the 50th percentile, folks. Probably surprises people, so that should give you some caution about things. Dallas, Dak at 72, 73, that's not bad. He's worthy, QB1. Elliott at 50%. He's getting a lot of rah-rah, but 50% consistency for a running back is not too bad. Schultz, I think he's unhappy with his contract, I heard. 60%, that's pretty good. So that gets my attention. We'll see what his contract situation. Lamb at 57. I'm liking that. I'm liking that a lot. Cooper was sad. Wilson is almost a free square at 16%, so he might be a deep play. Gallup, if he can come back from injury, might be a roll of the dice, but there's uncertainty there. So when you look at, it was Prescott, Elliott, Schultz, Lamb are the main plays there. So I think I would be satisfied with any of that down, in my drafts. But it's nice to see that threshold there. Okay, the last team, Denver for this block. Bridgewater at 36. They got rid of Locke. Russell Wilson is why Bridgewater couldn't hold it. So I don't know if Bridgewater's still there or not. Anyway, he's a good backup quarterback, I think. 36 is not bad. Gordon and Javonte Williams, everybody talking. All I can see is they're both about 26%. So I would not grab either one as long as they're both healthy there. Okay, Fant at 45, I think he went to Seattle. 45 is okay, but it's a deep tight end 1, high tight end 2. And Albert is left at 20%. 21, people are overreaching, I think, for him. Be cautious. Sutton, everybody, they're just like, well, who's left, right? All the pieces. 31%. I guess he's going to be the top dog with Wilson there. The rest of them, I know everybody talking about Judy and all these other plays. I mean, you're going to not use 2021 data to visualize getting anybody but Sutton at this point. So very conservative. Nobody hit the threshold. Fant was the best, folks. How about that? And he couldn't even stick around. So I'm going to hit the rest of the teams in the next 2 lessons again at this pace. So that's about the speed it deserves. Just kind of set your table a little bit, but it probably tells you about doing research, and maybe scaring you off a little bit on too high plays. Maybe that's a good thought for some of this data. I don't know, but just that's what the data, the data is what the data is. Okay, I can't make it higher than it is. People, somehow they want to twist. It's kind of like a pretzel. Let's twist something into more. Folks, Courtland Sutton was at 30%. I can't twist this 2021 to be other than what it is. Okay. So you know, you're saying, well, but you're not at anticipation is we're predicting the future. Let's just get real. And if we could all predict the future, we'd all be billionaires and living on the Big Rock Candy Mountain. Okay, so we don't live there, you know. Uh, Moonshine Falls are not flowing over and filling our cups here, and we're swilling a good old time. Okay, so if you can predict the future, then you shouldn't be listening to me. I should be listening to you, and you tell me what the lottery picks are. Okay, good luck. Hope you like this lesson. We'll finish two more coming. Woo woo. Lots of fun.